What is up, everyone? Zack here with the Coffee N KOs crew, and I wanted to take the minute to talk about the freshly announced Leon Edwards. That's what's happening this weekend. Beneil Dariush and Tony Ferguson fight that was just announced for UFC 262, and super excited about this fight. I mean, anyone that loves MMA loves Beneil Dariush. Dariush is a guy that has, he seems to defy all odds, with the way that his presentation compared to other guys, and he's fighting a guy in Tony Ferguson who people have loved, but has been kind of on a downward slope. He's getting older, and this is awesome. This is a great test for Dariush. So you have Dariush, who's ranked number 9. You have Tony Ferguson, who's ranked number 5, and I really like this fight to propel Dariush to the next level. So, I mean, if you look at the body of work, I think that Tony Ferguson's wins are a little bit more impressive. He's got wins over Cowboy, Anthony Pettis, Kevin Lee, RDA, Lando Venata, Edson Barbosa, Gleison Tebow. Those names are pretty good. His loss prior to the Justin Gaethje loss was Michael Johnson, who was a pretty big deal for a while. And then you look on the other spectrum, on the other half, you got Beneil Dariush, who has rallied off 6 straight wins. Diego Ferreira, Scott Holtzman, Ricard Close, Frank Camacho, Drew Dober, Thiago Moises. And then prior to that, he had lost to Alexander Hernandez, Edson Barbosa, and Michael Chiesa. Those are kind of his recent losses, and which aren't recent, by the way. That those are his last 3 losses, though. And but the thing is, they're just different levels right now. You got Beneil Dariush riding a hot streak. He's been really, really good. Really has been able to mix everything together well. And then you got Tony Ferguson, who's kind of struggled. He didn't do anything impressive against Oliveira. The most impressive thing about the Oliveira fight was the fact that he didn't submit to that armbar, which was sunk in pretty good. He got pieced up by Justin Gaethje, and a lot of people starting to yell that Tony Ferguson is overrated. And I don't know if I do think he's a little bit overrated, but his body of work is pretty damn good. But I love this fight for Dariush. This could be the last time we see Tony Ferguson. Tony Ferguson goes out, loses this fight. That's it. His career in the UFC, at least, is probably done. 37 years old. That's a tough one. And Dariush is a dog, man. Like he had that fight against Ricard Close that he was losing, and then he comes back and knocks Close out. He just can never count him out. He's got good striking. His wrestling and jiu-jitsu is very, very good. I'm kind of all on the Dariush train over the last year or so. More recently, though, than prior. I love Beneil Dariush. I think that this fight is a great fight for him to really propel himself into the top 5. And I am going to, it's early, but I'm actually going to go out on a limb. I'm going to say Dariush gets the job done against Tony Ferguson. He might be a betting underdog, which if that's the case, you have to put money on Dariush. People seem to love Tony Ferguson. And but yeah, I think it's great for Dariush. And I think that if Tony Ferguson loses, his time with the company may be over. That'd be 3 in a row. And that'd be 3 tough losses. I mean, you got, again, Gaethje. He got dismantled. Oliveira, he got dismantled. He just hasn't looked good. I mean, did he even win a round in any of those fights? Like, I don't even know. So, yeah, it sucks. I like El Kukui, man. I'm a fan. I've been a fan of his, but I think Dariush, I think it's his time. I think that he kind of propels himself with this fight, and I love this fight. Obviously, it's not going to be a main event, but if this fight's on 262, I'm interested to see what happens. And I think that it's going to be a good card. I think it's going to be a great fight, and I'm super, super, super pumped for it. So Dariush, Ferguson, UFC 262, let's get it. I'm riding Dariush on this one. Maybe as we get closer and we break it down, the tides could change a little bit, but I'm going Beneil Dariush as my early prediction for this fight against Tony Ferguson.